It's me. How are things? Busy. There have been developments. I know. Tell me what you want to tell me. He found his uncle.
To tell me?
Yes, good. And we found an address. Which address? The River Road property. Okafor Trading, lapsed license, 4 kilometers out.
You're close.
Adaugo. Adaugo, it's Nkachi.
Nkachi,
We're here.
is Tamewin
I'm here, Mama.
my son?
Mama,
I'm here.
I'm here, Tamewin.
are you safe?
Yes, I'm in Lagos. I've been in Lagos since before you woke up in the shop.
How long before?
2 weeks. I drove to Ikaro when I heard what had happened. I found you before Mama Ore did. You were on the walkway. I moved you to the shop. I put the equipment inside. I locked the door and
You left.
I left. Yes.
Why?
Because if they saw me there, the Okafors, if they knew I had come and found you and was present, they would know I was going to fight. And the moment they knew that, Ikenna.
Adaugo, tell us from the beginning. All of it. Take your time.
2 years before you and Ikenna came to Ikaro, 3.5 years ago from now, I discovered something about the Okafo family. Not deliberately. A woman came to me in Lagos. A woman I had lost contact with years before. A cousin on my father's side, Obiageli. She had been living in Ikaro under a different name for 5 years. She had gone there originally because it was small, but in Ikaro she made a mistake. She got work through the Okafo cold room network, casual work, inventory and documentation, because she needed income. And they were hiring, and she thought the distance from her real life was protection enough.
What did she find in the Okafor operation?
The cold room was not only cold room, the storage facility on the River Road. The one you have the address for now was being used for movement, not food, people. The Okafors were part of a network. They operated the logistics, storage, transportation, documentation falsification, coordination with contacts in 3 other states. Obiageli was doing inventory for what she thought was fish and produce, and she found discrepancies, numbers that didn't match, records that described commodities that weren't fish or produce.
Movement of people.
Young people, primarily, sourced from vulnerable families in the Delta communities and transported under falsified documentation toward the south-south coast, and from there, out. Obiageli took copies. She was terrified. She understood immediately what she had found and what finding it meant for her safety. She left the work. She didn't leave Ikaro yet, because leaving suddenly would draw attention. She contacted me. She sent me the copies. She told me what she had seen.
What form of the evidence? What specifically did she send?
Documentation. Inventory records with names and dates, and the falsified commodity descriptions alongside what the commodities actually were. Correspondence between the Okafo family and 3 contacts, one in Calabar, one in Delta State, one in Lagos. Financial records from a secondary account used to process payments. Photographs of the River Road, taken from a careful distance over several months.
And these are still in your possession?
In a secure location. I went to a contact at the state CID in Lagos, someone I thought I could trust. I wanted to understand the proper channel for this kind of evidence, what protection Obiageli would have, how to submit it safely, whether there was a federal dimension, and then the Okafors found out I was asking.
Your CID contact?
My CID contact.
Yes.
Someone who had a relationship with the Oko network that I didn't know about. He told them someone was building a case. He gave them enough to trace it back toward me.
He didn't give them my name directly. I think he didn't know my name. I had been careful. But he gave them enough.
And then you asked us to come to Ikaro?
Obiageli was still in Ikaro. She couldn't move without being watched.
I couldn't go myself. If I went, they would make the connection immediately. I needed someone who would not be recognized, who could reach Obiageli, collect the original physical evidence she still had at her location, and get out of the town before anyone understood what had happened. I needed someone I trusted completely.
You sent us, your sons.
I told myself you would be fast, in and out, a visit to a relative, that was the story. Tamewin going to find a distant aunt. No one would think anything of it. I did not know the Okafors had someone watching anyone who came into town asking for old families. I did not know they were already surveilling the situation because they were afraid Obiageli would talk. I did not know that they would.
Adaugo, continue.
When I didn't hear from you after 48 hours, I contacted someone in Ikaro, a woman I had made an arrangement with, a woman who was watching from the outside for me. She told me what had happened at the waterfront. She told me you were unconscious. She told me She told me she had seen Ikenna being taken, that he was alive, that she had spoken to the person who took him. She hadn't. She had spoken to someone adjacent to it, and she had been told the child was being held as leverage, not harmed.
Leverage. The woman who came to the walkway, who told me the child was going somewhere safe.
Yes, that was her. Her name is Ngozi Adetobi. She is a social worker based in Enugu who has done private work for families in situations like this one, situations where official channels are compromised, and a family needs eyes on the ground. I hired her. She was in Ikaro on my instruction the week you and Ikenna arrived. As a precaution, I was already afraid something might go wrong and I wanted someone there.
She told me the situation was being handled.
I had told her to say that to anyone who witnessed something. I had told her to contain the witness, not threaten, not harm, but contain. Tell them what was necessary to keep them quiet and close. I didn't know what she would I didn't know you specifically would stay in Ikaro. I didn't know you would become
part of it.
Yes. When Ngozi told me a woman named Lerato had witnessed the waterfront and chosen to stay in Ikaro rather than leave, I understood she was either very brave or very entangled. I started calling. I kept her close because I needed to know what was happening in that town. And because she was near Tamewin.
She could tell me he was all right without me
Having
to breach the silence around him.
She knows you.
Apparently, Lerato.
I am sorry for what I asked of you without asking. I had no right.
You had no right, and I stayed anyway. Those are both true at the same time.
Yes, they are.
The standoff, 3 years. Tell me the structure of it.
The Okafors made contact through an intermediary 48 hours after the waterfront incident. They told me they had a child. They described Ikenna, his face, his school bag, a specific thing he had been wearing, so I knew they had him and I knew they had him. They told me the evidence goes nowhere. No CID, no federal, no press. If it surfaces anywhere, in any form, the child is moved to a location we will never find. They did not say harm. They said moved. And in the context of what these people do with people they move.
So you held the evidence. They held Ikenna, and neither side moved.
For 1 year, yes. A perfect, terrible stillness. And then I understood something that changed the calculation.
What?
Ikenna was still alive. 1 year in, they could have moved him and told me he was moved. They could have done anything, but they didn't. They needed him alive and findable by me, meaning I needed to believe he was accessible. Because the leverage only works if the thing being leveraged is real. The moment I had reason to believe Ikenna was already gone, I had nothing left to lose by releasing the evidence, and they knew that, which meant as long as I believed in the possibility of getting him back, I would stay quiet.
So Ikenna's survival was guaranteed by the structure of the leverage itself. They needed him alive more than they needed him gone, because a dead Ikenna means Adaugo releases everything immediately.
Exactly. And that understanding was when I started building the other plan. The one that doesn't depend on their goodwill. The one that moves faster than they can respond. If I can get Tamewin to remember, if I can get Nkachi here with proper resources, if the CID approach comes from a direction they haven't contaminated, if Lerato can be the ground intelligence, then the moment everything is in position, we move simultaneously. Evidence released, CID activated, Ikenna retrieved from the river road. All of it at once, before the Okafors can make a decision about what to do with him. Because the decision will come a fraction of a second too late.
Adaugo, you should have called me.
I tried, not you directly, but the first CID contact I made was someone I thought would reach someone like you, and that contact burned immediately. I couldn't risk burning you.
I am harder to burn than a CID contact with Okafor connections.
I know that now.
The photographs you sent me, 2 years of them. You found someone in Ikaro to take them.
Ngozi. She has been in and out of Ikaro on rotation. She is not a permanent resident. She moves through several locations for her work. Every few months, she passes through and documents and sends.
And the cassette? Ikenna's recording. That was Ngozi?
Ngozi has access to the facility. She has maintained access through a relationship with one of the workers there. A younger man who is not connected to the Okafor family by loyalty, only by employment. He allows her occasional visits, brief. Supervised, but supervised by someone who can be managed. She brought Ikenna the recorder. She told him to record a message for his brother. She took the cassette out and she put it in your shop, Tamewin, because she has a key.
She has a key to my shop.
I gave it to her. I had a copy made when I set the shop up. I'm sorry, I know how that sounds.
She put the recording on my table.
Last night, yes.
And the earlier cassettes? The water sounds, the child's voice fragments, those were already in my machine before I arrived in the shop 3 years ago.
I put them there myself. When I set up the shop, I had recordings of Ikenna, family recordings, his voice from before. I transferred them to cassette. I wanted, if your memory started to return, I wanted there to be something in the shop that could catch it. That could be a bridge. His voice as something familiar that your hands might find before your mind did.
Adaugo, are you all right?
I have not been all right for 3 years, Nkachi, but I am functioning. I am functional.
We need you to deliver that proof to a higher authority, not the usual channels. Someone I trust personally, who is completely untainted by this group. Can you handle that?
Yes. I've had it packaged and ready for 2 years. I was waiting for this call.
And you need to stay in Lagos until this moves. Don't come to Ikaro yet.
I know. If they see me here...
We'll tell you when it's time to come. We'll tell you when to come for both of them.
Tamewin, I need you to know something. I made a terrible decision, sending you both to Ikaro. I calculated the risk as low, and I was wrong, and I have lived with being wrong every day since. There is no version of what I did that is entirely defensible. I know that you...
I know.
I need you to be angry with me. If you are angry, be angry. Don't carry it quietly for me.
I'm not angry yet. I think anger is coming. But right now, what I feel is larger than anger. It doesn't have a name yet.
Yes.
I'll find the name when Ikenna is home.
Yes? Yes, Tamewin.
We'll call you tomorrow with next steps, Adaugo. Get some sleep.
Be careful. Both of you. All of you. The Okafors know something is moving. They don't know how much yet. But they will sense it.
I noticed. We'll move quickly.
Tamewin. The shop, the equipment, the cassettes, the put in the machine. I chose everything in that shop the way I would have chosen it for you specifically. Every piece. If he wakes up there, if he has nothing else, at least he has his work. At least he has the thing he loves.
I know, I noticed.
I'll put the kettle on.